This case arose from a series of disputes between a strata title body corporate and various other parties, but we don't actually learn much in the judgment about that dispute. The body corporate engaged a firm of solicitors called Andreones lawyers to represent them. Sometime later, for whatever reason, the body corporate decided to terminate their retainer with Andreones and to take up different representation. There's nothing negative to read into the fact that they did this. Clients change lawyers all the time. They were basically up to date with their fees, so they asked Andreones lawyers to prepare their file to go to the new lawyers. Again, entirely normal. Andreones prepared the file and then sent the strata title a bill for the photocopying and so on that had been involved in doing that. The client objected to paying for the photocopying, and if you can believe this, the dispute ended up in the Supreme Court over the question of who should pay for the photocopying. Hardly the trial of the century. What makes this trial interesting and worth noting is the approach that was taken by Justice Slattery to resolve the dispute. It's well understood from other cases such as Wong and Kelly that the retainer between a solicitor and a client is simply a contract, and the relationship between the two is a relationship of contract law. It follows that in order to resolve a dispute about the obligations of each party, the court should turn to basic contract principles, and that is exactly what Justice Slattery did. He took the contract between the parties and applied two basic contract law authorities, ABC against APRA and Toll against Alpha Farm, and said, the court's interpretation task is clear. It is to discover the intention of the parties from the whole of the instrument being construed. The court endeavours to ascertain the meaning of the agreed terms objectively. In other words, the relationship between solicitor and client is a relationship of contract law, and while the solicitor is bound by their duties to the client under the solicitor's conduct rules, beyond that, their duties will be simple duties in contract, and there's no need for a special approach to work those out. The court found that in this particular contract, there was no requirement for the client to pay for photocopying after the retainer had ended.